an inspirational story, and some pizza, baby. That's coming right up. My name is Eli Magids, and I'm a luxury real estate advisor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and surrounding areas of Charlotte, specializing in luxury homes, new home construction, and custom homes. But most importantly, I am your realtor with heart. Not trying to sell you a house, but here to help you find a home and a lifestyle that you and your family are gonna love. And that's why I'm showing you pizza, because pizza is love. If you think that you and I are a good fit, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is down below. So I'm going to introduce you to my guest star today. His name is Steven, and he's got an inspirational story for all of you out there. Come on in, Steven. I'm going to give the mic to Steven. Steven, introduce yourself. Look at the. Don't look at yourself on the camera. Look yourself right there. Look right at the camera. Go. So.
Thank you, Eli.
You want me to ask you some questions?
I would love it.
So, Steven, where are you from?
I'm originally from New York, but spent a significant portion of my life in Florida, South Florida specifically.
South Florida. And what did you do down in South Florida?
In South Florida, I was in the food business. The last project, I built and ran a wholesale bakery called Sullivan Street Bakery.
Sullivan Street Bakery, which is very popular in the New York area.
Yeah, and so we brought that brand to Miami.
Now, how did you end up in Charlotte?
So I think it's one of those pandemic change of life stories. We were looking, my wife and I were looking to make a change. We love South Florida, but we were looking for a different place to raise our family and start our next business, Florida. But it was time for the next thing.
Okay. So the next thing, you were looking around and you didn't know where to end up, and you ended up in Charlotte of all places. How did that happen?
My brother-in-law ended up moving his company from Miami to Charlotte. One of those things gave us a call and was like, guys, it's a really nice place here. Good place to raise a family. My wife and I had just had our first child, a beautiful baby girl.
Baby goldfish.
Baby goldfish.
Yep.
That's how close we got.
Yeah, we're tight. I used to love his wife more than him, but I love him much more than his wife at this point. Continue.
So, it's the Carolinas. It's Charlotte. What a beautiful place. And so, trees, the seasons, and
all right.
And so much more.
Charlotte's a nice place, but okay. How does Eli come into this picture?
So, I'm in Miami, Florida. We make the decision that it's time to move to Charlotte, North Carolina, sight unseen, I may add. And how do you find a realtor? I don't know. I think I started making phone calls. I started Googling. And then actually I wanted to educate myself. This is how it happened. I wanted to educate myself on the Charlotte market and the neighborhoods. Again, I was running a business. We had just had a baby and we weren't even coming to scope it out ourselves. So I said, how do I learn in the era of technology? How do I learn Charlotte remotely? I started Googling and I started searching videos about Charlotte. I found your videos. I watched 1, I watched 2, I watched 10.
Which is dangerous.
And I was hooked, and I fell in love with you and your personality from afar. I called you. We had a heart-to-heart on the phone about life stories and journey and path, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the guy. And the rest is history. Then we looked at a ton of houses together during that market insanity, and you found us the one.
He had actually one of the most difficult transactions that I've ever had, and actually didn't end up closing because the people could not come up with a clear title. Anyway, now what happened to Steven? I'm going to step out. You tell him your story.
Don't go, Eli.
Okay, don't go. I'll stay here.
So,
you know people have attention spans of 2 minutes, right? Go ahead.
I'm a small business owner, entrepreneur. Moving to Charlotte, I needed to find the next thing. I've dedicated and devoted my life to food, and so I knew I wanted to open another food business. I was also at this time looking for a partner to do it with, a professional partner, and I feel very fortunate, grateful to have bumped into Chef Trey Wilson of Flower Shop and formerly Custom Shop Restaurant.
Very well-known places here in the Charlotte metro area.
at Atherton Mill at Not Just Coffee. We love their coffee. Thank you, Not Just Coffee. Trey and I about physically bumped into one another at Atherton Mill, and then from there it's the rest, kind of one of those the rest is history stories. We partnered, and we have now together and opened our newest concept, Pizza Baby, on the west side of Charlotte in Wesley Heights, and we've been off to a great start. We're baking beautiful New York and Italian inspired pizza.
Pizza
Baby.
That's why you call it Pizza Baby. See, guys, the sign, Pizza Baby. Anyway, guys, I don't endorse anything, actually, but the pizza here is phenomenal. The crust is unbelievable. The cheese is great. I'm a pizza guy, just a New York pizza guy. Don't put anything in my pizza. Maybe pepperoni, maybe meatball. They got a lot of stuff going on here. Steven's going to give you a little bit of tour. This place rocks. This place is Flavor Town, like my boy, what's his name? Fieri. Yeah, there's a guy that plays down the block, Pinky's. You know, Pinky's was on,
Was on Triple D?
He was on Triple D.
Yeah, here, there are neighbors.
Pinky's.
Place is legendary.
Place is legendary. This place is legendary, too. If you want authentic New York style pizza and a little bit more fancy stuff, fancier than me, this is a must go, a must try. You're about a mile away from Bank of America Stadium. I can see uptown Charlotte. Eventually they're going to have a little music outside. They're going to have a whole thing going on. But I want to introduce you over to Trey, who is the chef, and some of their food. So we'll get a sampling of what goes on here at Pizza Baby.
Thank you, Eli.
You okay with that?
I love it. Eli, this is our Little Gem salad. This is our baby iceberg, Boy and Girl Farm iceberg lettuce, blue cheese vinaigrette. This is our arugula salad with sesame crunch, also Boy and Girl Farm arugula. Some of our sandwiches, got our roast beef, Havarti, and horseradish. This is the mortadella, pesto, mozzarella cheese, and the smoking turkey.
Smoking turkey.
Everything, all the sandwiches on house-baked Bianca buns. It's
And what is this delicious thing? I've had this.
And this is our burrata. Essentially, it's a stuffed mozzarella. It's stuffed with stracciatella cheese, which is a combination of mozzarella and cream, and it's heavenly.
It is heavenly. I've had it, and it is heavenly.
In a pool of house-made pesto, imported datterini, cherry tomatoes, pistachio crumble. Right now, Chef Trey is baking some of our house-baked filone bread, which is a dark and crusty, rustic, tubular loaf bread. So you'll get sides of this bread with our burrata and different dishes throughout. We also sell the loaves whole for retail. The dough that makes our pizzas, it gets started with a biga, which is the Italian word for pre-ferment. So yes, the dough is fermented, which we feel should be for a combination of flavor, digestion, the weight of the pie, color of the pie. It impacts all of that. Then the dough itself ferments for a minimum of 48 hours. It's a cold-proofed dough, and so that's where you're developing flavor, structure, character. So it takes a minimum of 48 hours before the pie reaches the table, which is a little bit New York, a little bit Italian. We finish all the pies with extra virgin olive oil. The base is an imported tomato, sea salt, again extra virgin olive oil, and a mozzarella cheese blend, a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano, and that's it.
So there you have it. One young family's transformation. When coming here to Charlotte, I work with a lot of people who are doing the same thing, transforming their lives. I have some people who have come here and are continuing to kick butt. And I also work with a lot of people who have made it and are coming here to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Thank you so much for watching. And until we see each other again, next time.